Hey guys. Alright, sorry, I don't know why I am having the worst trouble recording this video. My camera keeps shutting off or pausing or whatever, so third time having to restart this video. So, but I'm just gonna pick up where I left off. I've got like 5 more movies to show off, so we don't have that much longer to go. I know this is already like an hour-long video. But next up I have I Could Never Be Your Woman. It's with Michelle Pfeiffer and Paul Rudd. And Michelle Pfeiffer is one of my other favorite actresses of all times. When it comes to love, it's never too late to take a chance. And it's from the writer and director of Clueless, which, of course, Paul Rudd was also in. And this has John Lovitz in it, too. And it's funny, because actually I never knew that that was Paul Rudd that was in it until, you know, I rebought it and watched it again. I mean, that was like a couple years ago, but I mean, I didn't realize it was Paul Rudd until I rewatched Clueless, even though that was years and years ago. But, I mean, I hope you guys understand what I mean by that. Like, you know, actors' first roles, you know, you don't realize who it is when they become bigger until you go back and revisit it and you're like, oh shit, you know, like that was him in his early roles, or her in her early roles. That's crazy. So, I don't know, maybe that's just me. But this is 2006, 2008, one of those. It is PG-13. It's put out by Genius Products. And where? Oh, right there, 97 minutes long. So, got that one. And then I found Excalibur and a nice little snapper. A spellbinding, magnificent, a filmmaker at the peak of his power. And this has Helen Mirren in it. So that's what, like 3 movies that she's in this haul, I think. Forged by a god, foretold by a wizard, found by a man. And this is a Warner Brothers, 1981, rated R, and 140 minutes long. So got that one, and then I also, in another snapper case, found Hometown Legend. Hometown Legend must be seen. It will win the hearts and minds of everyone in the audience. And this is from Jerry B. Jenkins, author of the Left Behind series. Entertaining and uplifting in the tradition of Hosers and Remember the Titans. I haven't seen Hosers, whatever, but I have seen Remember the Titans, and that is a wonderful movie. And this one is PG, 2001, 108 minutes, from Warner Brothers. That one. And then I found Dummy with Adrian Brody, and also it has Milia Jakovic in it, and it also has Vera Farmiga, the one from The Conjuring, and from Bates Motel. Touching and tender, oh, and hilarious. I don't know why, but when I first picked this up and it said dummy, you know, I wasn't thinking of an actual, like, dummy, like the puppet, like a dummy. But when I looked at it closer, because all I saw was just, you know, Adrian Brody's name, and I really like him, so I just grabbed it up. But, you know, I mean, you can see right here, and then on the back, of course, he's holding the dummy right there and all. So, very interested to see what this is about, as far as, like, ventriloquism and all go. There's a movie I really want, called Magic, with Anthony Hopkins, since I was just talking about him, and now we're talking about dummies too, where he's a ventriloquist. I watched some of it because it was on, I don't remember if it was on Shudder or like Tubi or something like that, but I actually want to own it because I didn't finish fully watching it on whatever streaming service it was on, but I want to go ahead and finish it on the DVD whenever I'm able to get it, because again, huge, I love Anthony Hopkins so much. It'd be so awesome to have that, because I just recently found out about that movie. I've never heard of it before or anything, but it was one that I was just looking up movies and I came across that title, and yeah, it's the perfect thing. I love him. And then the last one I have here is As Cool as I Am. And this one is an IFC film. And it has Claire Danes and James Marsden and Sarah Bolger, something like that. How do you grow up when your parents haven't? And this one is 2011 or 2013, rated R, and it's 92 minutes. And it's IFC and Wind Dancer Films. So, and that's the last one that I got from Ralph's. Probably could have gotten a little bit more, but they were closing pretty quickly from the time when I got there. So, kind of just grabbed what I could in the time that I had. So, that's what I got. But what I'm going to do also is there's a list of movies that I have been looking for or wanting for a very long time. And just in case maybe any of you happen to come across them, like out in the wild, where they're not ridiculously priced or anything like that, and maybe want to do a trade or anything like that, I'll leave the list down in the description box. But the little list that I've come up with so far is right here. I have Death Becomes Her, one of my favorite movies ever. And I have Funny Games on there. The one with Michael Pitt. The remake from, I think it was a Canadian movie, which, I mean, I would actually like both copies. But the one that I saw was the one that had Michael Pitt in it, which I don't know if that's the 2007 one. And then Spice World. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's one that I grew up watching, and I watched it quite a lot. And just for, like, nostalgia purposes, I would really like a copy of that again. And then the Flintstones with John Goodman in it. The Fly, which I have not seen, but from the one with Jeff Goldblum, I think. In it, it looked really creepy when, like, he was changing the preview that I saw. It looked really creepy. Whenever he was changing into the Fly or whatever, looked really gross. And so that intrigued me, actually. So I want to see that. And then Jacob's Ladder, the one with Tim Robbins. The Good Son, the one with Macaulay Culkin. Dolores Claiborne, the one with Kathy Bates. I think it's a Stephen King one again. I heard that that one's pretty close to being like how Misery is in a way, as far as like twistedness or something. And Misery is one of my favorite Stephen King ones. I've seen that movie so many times. And then also Stephen McQueen, The Blob. I think that's the one that me and my mom watched when I was younger, and I was actually terrified of that movie, that I thought the Blob was going to get me. And I have the remake of it, the one from, that was in the, I think it's the 80s, the one that had, is it Matt Dillon? Matt Dillon, and then the, can't think of her name, but she's the one from the Saw who played Amanda. I can't think of what her name is. But she was also in, like, I think it was Anger Management with Charlie Sheen, but her. I have that one, and I love that one too. I've actually watched that one quite a few times, but I want to actually see the original again. So that's kind of just my little list that I put up so far, come up with so far. I know there's a bunch of other ones, but these are the main ones that I could come up with so far that I have been wanting for a very long time and just haven't gotten yet. So yeah, if anybody comes across any of these or anything, just if you wouldn't mind trading or something like that, you know, if you wouldn't mind letting me know. And I'll also leave my Instagram information in my description box. And we could talk through there. And yeah, and I'd really appreciate it. Okay guys, well that'll be it for this video. And I do have another one coming with some more Dollar Tree titles. So yeah, I should be putting that one out within the next couple to few days. So I will be seeing you again soon. Alright guys, well stay safe out there and happy hunting. Bye.